First of all, let me just say how excited I am to be here. This is such a great program, an excellent head coach, and a place that's always been special to me and my family. I'm looking forward to working with these young men and doing everything I can to make them better and do my part to help take the program to the next level. Coach McIntyre is not only an excellent coach, he's a fabulous person, a guy, a man of character, and a guy that is an excellent role model for our players and for our coaches.
Can you talk about the relationship with Mac, like when you met him, like what kind of relationship you've had over the years?
First time I met Coach McIntyre was in 2003. I was a young coach at Texas State University. At that time, it was an FCS program. And me and a couple coaches drove up to the Dallas Cowboys to meet with some of their coaches. And I got set up with Coach McIntyre. He and I were in a room all day together. And then we went out to have dinner that night. So that's when I first met him, and then I followed him throughout his career, and I'm fortunate to be able to work for him now.
During the interview process, how much did you guys talk about just philosophies and kind of putting your heads together about football?
Quite a bit. A big part of coaching is having the same philosophy, understanding what type of scheme that he wants run and how well I understand that. So we had a lot of conversations about that.
What are the similarities and differences from what you were doing in Kentucky to what you guys want to do here?
We're very similar, more similar than we were different. I think that schematically, it's almost to the T the same. I think that we had some personnel that maybe were different, better at different spots, and so we're going to see what we need to adjust moving forward for us here.
How would you describe your coaching style? If we talk to players that you've coached, what would they say?
Well, I like to think that I'm very detailed, I'm very organized, I'm very informative, but on top of that, I'm extremely energetic, and I demand a lot from my players in practice.
Coach Mack lives by many slogans and acronyms. Do you have any quotes or philosophies that you like to implement in your coaching or slogans?
There's 5 things that we harp on. We harp on executing, we harp on winning one-on-ones, we harp on playing with effort, we harp on creating turnovers, and we harp on tackling. And those 5 things are what I think makes a great defense.
How much have you had a chance to study the personnel here and what you're going to have coming back this year?
I've watched every game from last year. I've gone to 3 workouts at 6 a.m., so I've had as much time as possible to study it.
What do you think of the guys you have coming in?
I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to working with them.
Is there anybody that stands out at you as you're watching tape from last year and knowing these guys are coming back?
I think that Rick's done a good job. Addison, I know a couple of years ago, was a good player. NJ's played at times. Derek McCartney's played at times. Foe did some good things at safety. And there's a lot of other names I could name too, but those guys stick out right now.
Was it difficult for you at all to jump in kind of right in the middle of this recruiting process with, signing day looming here?
It is a challenge, but I've moved 8 times, so I've done it 8 times before. So you know what to expect and know how to get into it.
What areas have you spent the most time recruiting throughout your coaching career?
Texas. Most of my career, I've spent probably 13, 15 years recruiting. I was the Texas recruiter at Florida State. I signed the #1 player in the nation, Mario Edwards, while I was there, and I worked at 3, maybe 4 different schools in the state of Texas.
More time in Houston or Dallas or both?
Dallas. In Dallas.
How big of a deal was that when you were talking with McIntyre? I know that they're obviously emphasizing Texas more over the last couple of years.
I think it was part of the conversation, but I don't think it consumed the whole conversation.
Is that an area that you'll still attack quite a bit in recruiting, you personally?
I hope so. I hope so. Yep, I believe so.
When you jump into a program that had the recent turnaround that the Buffs did this past year, how do you kind of take that to the next level? What do you do to emphasize that you're part of that ride to otherwise, whatever you guys are calling it now?
Well, obviously what they did I had nothing to do with, but I'm looking forward to doing my part to help take them to the next level. And I'm just a part of the equation. I'm going to work hard every day. I'm going to make sure that I have everything that the players need to be successful and try to help them put in position to make plays and push them to be the best players they can be. But what they did last year is phenomenal, and I wasn't a part of that, but I'm looking forward to helping them get to the next level.
How tough was it to try to have success defensively at Kentucky, a place that obviously in the SEC is very strong, and Kentucky was not one of the stronger programs as you guys come in there? How difficult was it to try to have success there?
It was a challenge. We knew that going into it. Kentucky was 2-10 when we went in there, and 4 years later we won 7 games, you know, and played really good defense at times, and it was definitely a challenge, but we knew it was going to be a challenge going into it. We're pleased with our efforts leaving Kentucky. We definitely left it a better place than we found it, and I think it's those experiences that have helped me become a better defensive coordinator.
Is there anything from that experience that you look back on, even it just ended, I guess, but is there anything you look back on and say, I can do better at this at my next go-around here?
There's plenty of things that I could do better. I mean, coaching college football for over 20 years, there's a lot that I've learned on that I can do better. But there's nothing that I regret from that experience. I think that everything that we did put them in position to get to the step that they are now, and I'm very excited about that and confident about that.
You played at Wyoming, your wife's from Westminster. What's this like for your family, just returning to the Front Range?
We're coming home, you know. This has been a place that has been very special to us for a long time, and an opportunity to come here and work in this football program and work under Coach McIntyre is just a dream come true.